Hey y'all, I'm back with the book review and discussion of Blood at the Root by Ladarian Williams. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Books with Kimberly. Don't forget to like, comment, share my channel, and subscribe. Y'all, I am so excited to come back and talk to you guys about this book. This was another one that I recently purchased, but I actually did not read the physical copy. I continued to listen to the audiobook because I was running out of time in the month of June. But I was so excited to get my hands on this book. If you guys remember, in one of my YA Fantasy Book Number 2 challenges, I spoke about how young Black men are written a particular way in some of these YA fantasy books that I had been reading. Nothing is wrong with it, but I noticed that they were all meek, all kind of had weaknesses, very much full of fear. And even though there are young Black men like that, there's a certain strength that young Black boys have, and I haven't seen it a lot in the books. You usually don't see that strength until they're tested, or at the very end of the book you see that young man's strength. But Black boys have so much more than fear and anxiety and a lot of the things portrayed in some of the books that I have been reading. There's a lot of strength, there's a lot of angst, there's trauma, there's sadness, there are a lot of emotions, and there's also joy. Representation is so important to me, and Ladarian Williams found a way to write a main character who embodies all the complexities of being a young Black boy who feels like the whole world is against him. The first line of this book is, "Black boys like me don't have magic." And this book goes on to show the journey of Malik Barons and how he absolutely does have magic, and how this magic isn't what he perceives to be a bad thing. It's powerful beyond what he can even imagine, and how important it is that he has this power and this magic. So the book opens up with Malik Barons. We find out that he knows he has magic. His first time using magic was when he was 7 years old, and some strangers in black cloaks were attacking his mother, and he used his powers and the whole house burnt down. And so he's been going through his life for the past 10 years looking at his magic as a bad thing. So this book is a journey of him seeing the good and the beauty of being a Black boy with magic. Of course, we also see the good, the bad, the ugly of people who use these magical powers. But I absolutely enjoyed the journey of Malik embracing his magic and really discovering who he is. Because of the disappearance of his mom, he has been an orphan for 10 years. He's newly emancipated, and he's planning on escaping to California with his foster brother, Tay, who he loves as if he was his own brother. Tay has diabetes, and he is in an abusive foster home. So Malik plans on stealing a car to get both of them to California. Things go haywire, and Malik ends up using magic in order to steal the car. And because he uses powerful magic, his grandmother, Mama Aya, who is a huge figure in the magical world, she finds him, and she also gets him enrolled into a magical HBCU, Cayman University. When he finds out that his mom went to this school, he realizes that if he goes to this school, he can find out more about his mom and find out where she is, because he has a feeling she's not dead after all. A lot of people have been comparing this story to Harry Potter, and I do see the comparisons, but y'all, it's a magical HBCU, okay? Yes, we love Hogwarts School and Harry Potter, but a magical HBCU is everything. There are a few main plots of this story. We have Malik, who's at this school so that he can find out what happened to his mom. We also have this fear amongst the magical community because Young kids and young conjurers, which is what they call the people with magical abilities in this book, young conjurers as well as just teenagers are disappearing. Malik's old time friend Alexis is at KMNU and she's an activist. She has a rebellious spirit of wanting to do whatever it takes to find these missing children. So there are people who are pulling their kids out of KMNU because people are afraid to let their children out of the house. And then the big plot is that people think these kids are disappearing because the Bokors are back. The Bokors once had magic, but because they used their magic for bad, the gods cursed them, and now they have to steal the magic of young conjurers in order to have magical abilities. Y'all, this book was giving me black boy magic, black girl magic. I do have a few critiques that I'm gonna go over. There were some people who critiqued the foul language within this book. A lot of slang was used, but I just feel like black boy magic isn't just for black boys who are nerds. Black boy magic is also for the boys who society would consider hood. I love that Ladarian didn't make this the typical black nerd character who you would think deserves magic abilities. So I didn't mind the foul language. Of course, I would have liked it to not be as many N-words used, but I understand that this character is a complex character. He has a huge chip on his shoulder. I see characteristics in him in a lot of black boys that I have encountered. I have nephews too who are all about rap music and who use slang, and so I absolutely love what Malik represented. Some critiques that I have about this book. So I told you that the main plot points were the Bokors could be back because the kids are disappearing, and then he's on this journey to find information about his mom. I really wanted these plots to be a lot stronger. They're telling us that children are missing, but as the reader, it felt so far away because there was no one in particular who we had gotten to know who disappeared. So that was one thing that I felt like could have happened. And also I felt like all of these plots, they connected, but I didn't get the full picture until the last quarter of the book. Another critique I had is I felt like some of the characters were very one note. They weren't as complex, brought to life as I would have liked. You didn't get a lot of Alexis, but there's a romance brewing between them. And I feel like I didn't really get to know Alexis, get to know the friends that Alexis had, and she brought Malik into the crew. I wanted to really get to know his roommate, but I felt like we only knew the basic characteristics, and a lot of them seem the same. They're all black, they have magic, they're super smart, and I just felt like there wasn't enough differentiation between the characters. But honestly, y'all, by the end of this book, when the whole plot is revealed, all the pieces connect, the story became very clear for me. I decided that it didn't even matter those critiques I had, that I just absolutely love this book. There was a moment at the end of the book where there's a male character who talks to Malik, lets Malik cry on his shoulder, and I just thought that was such a beautiful moment. Seeing him be embraced and welcomed and told to not let the world and what the world has put on you hold you down. Like, I restore you to who you are meant to be, and really encourage him in such a loving way. And so I thought that moment was just so magical, more magical than all the cool moments in this book, y'all. There were even some like black magic school bus moments, but I feel like that was my favorite moment in the book, is just having a black elder pour into this young black man and let him know that he matters. Y'all, I absolutely recommend that y'all get into Blood at the Root by Ladarian Williams. I give it 5 stars. I stand on that. At the end of the day, this book brought me such joy, and it represents a lot of the young black men that I know, and it just fills my heart with such warmth. So I cannot wait to finish this series. Get down in those comments and let me know if you read this book, if you plan on it. And thanks again for tuning in to a Books with Kimberly video.